Hey guys, welcome back to the next episode here on Sports Talk with Hawk. Welcome in. Today we're going to go over the NBA playoff reset. We already had one conference semifinal game take place. That was the Pacers and Cavs. We'll go over that. We'll go over what to expect in the other three series as well. It was a really interesting first round. We'll quickly recap that and a lot more. Here we go. All right, guys, here we go. So the NBA playoffs are officially in full swing. For most, this is where it starts getting interesting. You've got four teams on both sides of the bracket, going down to two to be able to find out who goes into the finals. This is where most assume these are the only teams that could win a championship. Now, there have been some very interesting things that have come out of the first round, and I'm guessing there's going to be a lot more that come out of the second round. So let's do a quick recap. We had 8 series in the first round with 16 teams. Which let's open with this: the NBA is not going to lose more money. I know, I know that. But they really need to consider shortening the first series to 5-game series again. I knew what the draw was when they moved it from 5 to 7. We were having a lot more 5-game series back then. Right now, the disparity between the two teams really comes out in a 7-game series. And it actually makes it look worse. And I know everybody's like, well, they want to give everybody, a shot. So the 7-game series means the lower seed has 2 guaranteed games at home. You can do that if you win a game. You're the lower seed. It's what happens. Deal with it. I don't think that is a reason to have it at a 7-game series. It's too dang long. These playoffs are too dang long. That first round lasted forever. And now the Nuggets are going to have to play tonight on short rest compared to the Thunder by a long ways. I mean, come on. The 5-game series helps the schedule be better for all teams involved, because you're not stretching everything out. Think about this. If you have 4 7-game series, if you are a team that wins each series in 7 games, that is 28 extra games, which, by the way, I will nominate the Nuggets right now to potentially do that. The Nuggets are a team that could win every series in 7 games. They would play 28 extra games. You take that down to 26 just by changing the first series. I understand conference semifinals, we're into the final 4 of both sides. Fine, I'll give that one to you. But the first round needs to be a first round. The first round needs to be 5 games. You're the lower seed. You're going to have to win a game on the road court and then 2 at home. Or, shoot, take them all. But here's the series recap. So the Cavaliers smoked the Miami Heat. The Heat didn't even look like they were able to compete whatsoever. Here's the scores: 121 to 100, 121 to 112, 124 to 87, and 138 to 83. That was the 4 games. That was the 4 games. Then you go to the Celtics and the Magic, which the scores don't necessarily show how close this series was, because Boston had a tendency to pull away in the 4th. The Magic fought them so hard and really made them earn everything, and the Celtics were whining and complaining about the physicality. I loved it. A young team was beating up the better, more experienced team, and the more experienced team was complaining about it. The games were 103-86, 109-100. The Magic took Game 3, 95-93. Game 4 was really exciting. Came down to the final 2 minutes, 107-98. And then the Celtics, when Paolo sat down, kind of ran away with it, 120-89. So the Celtics win theirs in 5. Then you go to the Knicks and Pistons. This series was tough. I don't know if the Knicks are going to be able to handle what happened to them with Detroit. Knicks win 123-112. Pistons won 194. The Knicks won 118-96. The Knicks won 94-93. The Pistons won 106-103. Then the Knicks closed it out 116-113. That is how that series closed out in 6 games. So I got that one right. Pacers, I got that one right. Pacers over the Bucks 117-98, 123-115. The Bucks took Game 3 117-101, Game 4 129-103 Pacers, and then that overtime thriller 119-118. In the Western Conference, the Thunder knocked out the Grizzlies 131-80 in a really bad first game for the Grizzlies, 118-99. Game 3 114-108. And then Game 4, 117-115. The Thunder showed a lot of resilience, and I think that's going to really play well. Now, here's this. The Thunder have not played since April 26th. The Nuggets played on May 3rd. They play tonight. 2 days rest for the Nuggets. We'll get to that series in a second. Last night, the series is now over. Golden State over the Rockets 4-3. Warriors took Game 1, 95-85. Rockets Game 2, 109-94. Warriors Game 3, 104-93. Game 4, 109-106. Game 5 and Game 6 were the Rockets with 131-116 and a 115-107. And then last night, basically, the Warriors hit a streak, and the Rockets forgot to play defense, and I know who's going to be traded off of Houston, and we'll go over that in a little bit, but they lost 103-89. Timberwolves versus the Warriors in the second round, because the Timberwolves win the series 4-1 as the 6th seed over the Lakers, 117-95. Lakers took Game 2, 94-85. Game 3, Timberwolves, 116-104, 116-113, 103-96, and that is how they closed them out. So when you look at all of it, the games were there, and then you have the 7-game series, which I think is going to be the biggest problem. If we shut down at Game 5, okay, if we shut down at Game 5, the Thunder last game was the 26th. If we shut down at Game 5, that would have been April 29th for the Nuggets and Clippers. Shut down at Game 3 for the sweep, it would have been April 24th. So they would have had 5 days. They are sitting at 6, 10, 11 days rest for the Thunder. I know, that's too much. April 26th, so 4. So 9 days rest. Shorten the series to 5 games, it would have been 5 days rest. Still definitely an advantage, but they've had over a week. Any bumps or bruises that the Thunder have had, now the Thunder could come out a little bit flat in number 1, or they could come out like they did against the Grizzlies and absolutely roast them. There's definitely 2 options here. But the Nuggets took game 1, 112, 110 in overtime. Clippers game 2, 105, 102. They took game 3 as well, 117 to 83. The Nuggets took game 4, 101, 99. 131, 115 was the game 5 score for the Nuggets. Clippers took game 6, 111, 105. And then the Nuggets closed them out 120 to 101. So, at this point, we've got these 4 teams. We got Cavs and Pacers, Knicks, Celtics, Thunder, Nuggets, and Wolves, Warriors. The number 3 and the number 2 seed in the Western Conference are out. The number 1 and the number 4 seeds in the Western Conference are in. And then the top 4 in the East. And honestly, Pistons were close. I'm going to give the Pistons credit. And huge congratulations to them. Huge congratulations on the turnaround, the fight. Very, very well done. So now let's get to the conference semifinals. The Pacers yesterday took game number 1 beautifully. I picked them. Honestly, I'm going to pick the Cavs here in game 2. I think they're going to come out on fire. If the Pacers take game 2, I will be impressed. I'm a homeboy, I know. I will be impressed, though. I absolutely will be impressed because I believe they have their inconsistency showed up against the Bucks, and the Cavs will make them pay a lot better than Milwaukee did. So I've still got the Pacers winning this series in 7, making the Eastern Conference Finals. I've still got it. I don't know if either team is going to easily be able to win 2 games in a row. This series, I felt, was game 1 determined. Game 1, you had to win to make the other team win 2 in a row. Had to. If we can go back to India and 1-1, I'll be happy. Celtics and Knicks, the best I see this series is a 6-game series. That's the best I see this series. The worst is a sweep. The Knicks were beat up by the Celtics. And the Knicks don't match up against the Celtics nearly as well as the Magic do. They're not as long. They're not as rangy as far as being able to shoot. Brunson won't be able to flop a lot. And really, hopefully the NBA cracks down on him and just starts looking at him and going, start playing basketball. We're not at Hollywood. So I've still got the Celtics. Best case scenario for the Knicks, I believe, is 6 games. And I'm hoping it's 6 games because I don't want the Celtics off for a bunch of time. No matter who wins the Cavs and Pacers series, I don't want the Celtics off forever. All right, Thunder and Nuggets. This is one with attrition. 7-game series against the Clippers. Straight into a series against the number 1 team, a team that is fast and electric. They don't have players like James Harden that are lazy, that take games off. The Thunder are going to win this series. I think the best matchup for the Thunder athleticism-wise is going to be the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves can match up with this youth, the energy. It's not about, right now, it's not about experience. The Nuggets have the experience, 150%, but they can't keep up. They're going to get tired. Timberwolves have had some extra rest, which is good for Gobert, good for Randall. They'll be fresh for the game tomorrow night against the Warriors. Warriors 7-game series straight into their series tomorrow night against the Timberwolves. That's exactly what it is. And it's unfortunate, but I've got the Thunder and Timberwolves in the Western Conference Finals. I think the Thunder win in 6. The Nuggets are big. But I think the speed could easily get Aaron Gordon in foul trouble. Even if they attack the paint, I think OKC is good enough at spreading the ball around. We saw when the Clippers got hot from downtown, they took out the Nuggets easily. And then the Timberwolves, they just beat the Lakers. And now, instead of going straight into a series, you've had time to rest so the coach can get you back ready mentally for what you need to do in this next series. And I think that really helps. I love seeing 6 and 7. I do. If you guys have watched this, you know I love betting underdogs. I love rooting for underdogs. Underdogs are my favorite team to just go watch out and believe in the underdog. The Timberwolves, there's a 6-7. The Timberwolves match up really well against the Warriors. Ant can easily handle one of the two stars on the Warriors. In fact, if you put him on Curry, I think he could stop Curry. I think he could blanket Curry enough to really make Curry ineffective. So we'll see what happens. But I got the Thunder in 6. I got the T-Wolves in 6. The Warriors are too well coached. There will be a game where it just comes down to coaching and Kerr will win. That's simple. Celtics best case scenario is 6. I'm thinking maybe 5. The Knicks don't have, outside of Brunson, they're really one-dimensional, and Jaylen Brown can shut him down. It's going to really rely on Hart and OG to be able to drive, maybe get Horford in trouble. Like, that's really all it's really all you're relying on. So I'm going to say Pacers win it, 6 or 7, probably 7. The inconsistencies will probably rear their ugly head, and they'll have a chance to close it out and won't do it. I really think the Celtics take it in 5, but they may do 6. Nuggets could squeak out another one. Timberwolves in 6, and the Thunder in 6 as well. So then you have the Celtics versus Pacers, second straight year, and then the Timberwolves and Thunder, two of the really, really, really exciting up-and-coming teams. Does the NBA want that? No. No. The NBA would rather have the Warriors and Nuggets. Now, as far as the Eastern Conference, I don't know. They've got Knicks versus Celtics anyway in the conference semifinals, so I don't know if they're really worried. The Pacers and Celtics for years had battles in the playoffs. So it is a old school rivalry, and the Cavs are, more of a new school type thing. Pacers have had historic rivalries going back to Paul Pierce and Antoine Walker. I remember all those games. So I think Pacers, Celtics, and Thunder T-Wolves. That's my prediction. Now, let's do some off-season stuff. We got a couple minutes left here. Let's do some off-season stuff. So when I was looking at the way the games played out, so we're going to go only playoff teams right now. I'm not going the rest of the NBA. Playoff teams. So of the losers, the Magic, the Pistons, the Bucks, the Heat, the Rockets, the Lakers, the Clippers, and the Grizzlies. Of those 8 teams, how many do I think will be back in the playoffs next year? Out of those 8, I would say probably 6. There's 2 teams that won't. The Memphis Grizzlies and the Milwaukee Bucks. 2 reasons. Number 1, Memphis hired a coach that evidently they felt like they needed to. They couldn't get a W over the Thunder and looked way outmatched. Way outmatched. Even with Ja Morant. I don't see them being able to make moves because nobody wants to play with Ja. And Ja is currently getting in too much trouble and putting his team on an island. The other team is, I really don't think the Warriors will, I really don't think the Clippers will. Why is that? Well, I mean, this is a third team, but the Clippers, they're going to be sitting in a crossroads. James Harden getting older, Kawhi getting older, health, the way everything else has been, consistently underperforming. I know they played the Nuggets, but this is a team that fired their coach, and let's talk about that. And then they come out and go, we got the desired result from the firings. Are you freaking kidding me? Mike Malone would have had them in that series just, if not better. Like, give me a break. You talk about the ownership, and I love the Cronkies. They run the Rams. I love them. I love the Cronkies. But this one, they screwed up on. They messed this up. Everything just got so bad between the coach and GM, you couldn't even do a playoff run with both of them. Come on. And then you're going to say, we got the desired result. The desired result was a first-round win? Really? That was your desired result from the firings? Was a first-round victory onto the second round. Congratulations. Anyway, so the Bucks and the Grizzlies are two teams that for sure will not be there. Of those 8 teams, for sure will not be there. The Clippers are a wild card, depending on how the offseason goes. So let's talk about some of the teams here. The Rockets need a scorer. If they don't go all in on Giannis, I don't know what to tell you, Rockets fans. The Bucks need a reset. They need a reset. They need youth. They got their championship. They need youth. You screwed up with the Middleton trade. Couple other moves that haven't played out for you. Damian Lillard is potentially out for this year, at least until the end of next year. Like, come on. Giannis needs to be traded. Let Dame come back if he can. Maybe they can make a late run and make it as a play-in team. I don't know. The Rockets need to go after Giannis badly, because they have a lot of expendable athletic players. Jalen Green primarily is one of them. The guy is one of the most hot and cold. Frustrates the crap out of Rockets fans, frustrates the crap out of coaches. He's got a lot of potential. Go to Milwaukee. Doc Rivers is there, for gosh sakes. Go to Milwaukee, where there's less pressure. The Rockets want to win now. The Bucks already won. 2 first-round picks, 3 players for Giannis. Hands down, you do it. You start the rebuild. You get everything going, and if you do it right, you can do it quickly. If you're the Grizzlies, get Ja Morant out of town as soon as you freaking can. If the Heat have the phone line picked up, do it. Get him to anybody else. Anybody. Send him to Washington, for gosh sakes. Send him anywhere. Send him to Toronto. Get him out of Memphis. It is the only way you're going to build this team up. I don't know what he's going to be worth. I don't think many teams are going to want to deal with him. But get Ja Morant out of Memphis. And none of those playoff teams, I think, are really going to take a flyer on him outside of the Heat. Now, Detroit may. I'll give you that. Detroit may. They like those types of players. So Detroit may, but you got to get rid of him. The Clippers are just at a crossroads, depending on what they do. Another first-round exit. 7-game, brutal series, but then the final game, you fell flat on your face. I love Tyronn Lue as a head coach. I really do. And I'm not going to necessarily put this on him. These are 2 teams that could have been 1 and 2 and fighting in the conference finals for, you ended up being 4 and 5, and it was a series that was conference finals worthy, just like the Rockets and Warriors. I mean, what a great series. Highly watchable. Just loved every second of the series. But, I mean, you got to make some moves sometimes. Sometimes, and this is one of my favorite sayings, is sometimes you have to make a decision to find out what the right or wrong decision is. It's not that you're making a wrong decision. It's that you're making a decision to try to clarify the path you do need to take. Everybody's afraid of making the wrong choice. Just make a choice, and it doesn't have to be right or wrong. If you're unsure of where you're supposed to go, make a choice. And then if that's the way it's supposed to go, run. If that's the way you're not supposed to go, turn around and go back the other way. You've got to make a choice. sometimes to find out what is right or wrong. That is what I love, not only about sports, but about life. It's one of my favorite life quotes. And that's where the Clippers are. That is where the Clippers are right now. We shall see what they do. It is a gorgeous Monday. I actually just got back from a quick bike ride. Soccer practice tonight. Soccer on Saturday was beautiful. The weather was 64. Little slight breeze, sunny. Absolutely gorgeous day for soccer. So got soccer practice tonight. More games this week. And we'll probably go over, I may throw in some baseball tomorrow. I'm not sure what I'm going to do tomorrow. But we'll see what happens. But for the playoffs, once again, quick recap. Celtics in 5 over the Knicks. Pacers in 7 over the Cavs. T-Wolves and Thunder both win their series in 6. All right, here we go. Beautiful day. Tonight we got 2. We got Boston and New York. And we got the Thunder and Nuggets. Good luck to you and your team if they're still alive. And if they're not, start looking at the offseason. It's fast approaching when it comes to the NBA. And that is going to be it for us. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for watching. Make it the best day that you can. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Like, subscribe, and do everything else. For Sports Talk with Hawk, I am Hawk on this beautiful Monday. And I am out. See you later.